Assalamu alaikum and hello to my non-Muslim viewers. I'm going to try to make this video as short as possible. So here we go. On the live stream on the Act 17 Apologetics channel, the gruesome twosome David Wood and Sam Shamoun. David Wood. I don't know if Sam Shamoun brought this up, but David Wood brought up Tirmidhi 2653, where the Prophet Muhammad said that the Jews and Christians have the Torah and the Gospel. So I'm just making this video real quick to explain that hadith and to show another hadith that shows that the Prophet Muhammad believed that the Jews and Christians corrupted their scripture. So what was the scripture during the time of the Prophet Muhammad? What was the scriptures of the Jews and Christians during the time of the Prophet Muhammad? It was the Old Testament and the New Testament. So basically, the Prophet Muhammad is saying the Jews and Christians corrupted their Old Testament and New Testament. But anyways, before I get into that, what is the Quran, or I'm sorry, what is Tirmidhi 2653 talking about? What does the Prophet Muhammad mean when he's saying that the Torah and the Gospel is with the Jews and Christians? Basically, the Prophet Muhammad is saying that the prediction of the Quran and the prediction of the Prophet Muhammad is found in the previous scriptures, the previous scriptures being the Torah and the Gospel. The Prophet Muhammad is not saying that the original Torah, which was revealed to Moses, is the Old Testament in the hands of the Jews of the prophet's time. And the Prophet Muhammad isn't saying that the original gospel revealed to Jesus is the New Testament, which was in the hands of the Christians during the Prophet Muhammad's time. He's not saying that. He's basically saying that the Torah and the gospel is with the Jews and Christians, as in their prophecies of the prophet of the coming of the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad found in the Torah and the Gospel. And if you read Hadith commentaries on Tirmidhi, this is clarified and this is made more clear. So, what did the Prophet Muhammad say about the scriptures of the Jews and Christians? He said that the Jews and Christians lied about their prophets. In other words, they lied about Moses and Jesus, both the Jews and the Christians, and they distorted their book. So the Prophet Muhammad is confirming from this hadith found in uh, Al Tabarani, Al Mujam Al Kabir, Volume 8, page 31, and Musnad Ahmad, Volume 4, page 381. This hadith is basically saying that the Jews and Christians have corrupted their scriptures. What was the scriptures of the Jews and Christians during the Prophet Muhammad's time? It was the Old Testament and the New Testament. So the Prophet Muhammad is in a direct way saying that the Jews and Christians have corrupted the Old Testament and the New Testament. So Tirmidhi 2653 is talking about the prophecies that are found in the Torah and the Gospel is still with the Jews and Christians. So that's what the Prophet Muhammad is saying when he's saying that the Jews and Christians have the Torah and the Gospel with them. He's not saying that the Torah and the Gospel is the Old Testament and New Testament like 100%. No, because we have to harmonize it, or we have to look at other statements of the Prophet Muhammad and try to harmonize them. The Prophet Muhammad clearly said that the Jews and the Christians lied about the prophets just as they distorted their book. Again, this is found in Al Tabarani, Al Mujam Al Kabir, Volume 8, page 31, and Musnad Ahmad, Volume 4, page 381. So this hadith basically confirms that the Prophet Muhammad said, or the Prophet Muhammad believed that the Old Testament and New Testaments are corrupt and they're not the original Torah and the Gospel, which was revealed to Jesus, and it's not the original Torah and the Gospel which was revealed to Moses and Jesus, respectively, because that original Torah and Gospel spoke about the coming of the Prophet Muhammad, or the coming of the Quran, and we don't find any kind of clear, or we see like vague prophecies of Prophet Muhammad in the Old Testament. In other words, it's not fully clear. So that means that the Torah, that the scriptures of the Jews and Christians have been corrupted. So stay tuned. More videos are ahead. I just wanted to clear up that point. So basically, the Prophet Muhammad is confirming in Musnad Ahmad, Volume 4, page 381, and Al Tabarani, Al Mujam Al Kabir, Volume 8, page 31, that the Jews and Christians have corrupted that the Old Testament in New Testaments is corrupt. So the Prophet Muhammad doesn't believe in the Old Testament in New Testament, or the Old Testament in New Testament. So stay tuned. More videos are ahead. Thanks a lot.